Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and I thought I would go ahead and do a tag I saw a couple days ago. Actually just ran across this person I've never seen before, Robyn's Reflections. I will post a link below once it uploads. But she's doing hashtag pop culture decks, and she's got 7 prompts, and I thought it was cool, so I thought I'd do it. Now, I want you to know up front, I'm doing 9 decks for the 7 prompts. I have way more than I thought I would, than I thought I did have. I have way more than just even this prompts. So I thought about doing my own, like, just full-on pop culture decks, or even I have a lot of Inside Edition decks as well that I'm showing a couple in here, but I have way more than I'm showing. So if you guys decide you want to see a video of my entire pop culture collection, or my Inside Edition decks, let me know in the comments. So she has 7 prompts here, and the first prompt is Like a Virgin, the deck that popped your pop culture deck cherry. And that would be, for me, I got this on Etsy. Comes in a white tuck box like this. It's got the fold down here. It is the movie tarot. This is an indie deck. There is a movie tarot that's mass market. I like this one way better. Simply because, first of all, the cardstock is like butter. They shuffle amazing. The backs are cool. And then you have the movie and what you have the relation to tarot. So this is the Queen of Swords. And then you have the actual movie they're in. So there's no guessing. No, look at that Dirty Dancing. Come on. The High Priestess. I love that for the High Priestess. It's a really cool deck, and I don't see this deck getting a lot of love anywhere. I mean, this is the reason I bought this deck. Constantine is my second favorite Keanu Reeves movie. It may be tied for first. The first being The Devil's Advocate. I'm old school like that. But this is perfect for the Judgment card. Perfect. And this could have actually gone into another category as well. But I just thought this was the first deck I bought that was pop culture related. And I love it just because I am a big movie fan. I do like a lot of diverse types of movies. But these are, and these are awesome. Look at that Mamma Mia. There's a lot of their Paddington Bear is the full. That's cute. John Wick's in there. So yeah, he's in there like 4 times. Pride and Prejudice, the Queen of Cups. I mean, you can't get any better than that. 2 of Wands, the Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Come on. I mean, it's fantastic. Fantastic. So that is the deck that popped my pop culture cherry right there. It's the first pop culture deck I bought, and it was an indie deck. It is an indie deck. I don't know if it's still available. I'll have to look it up, and if I find it, I'll post the link. Number 2, and these are all 90s pop culture songs that she's got as the, or maybe 80s too, because Like a Virgin was 80s. They're all pop culture songs, or they're all song titles. So number 2, Love to Love You Baby, a pop culture deck that you love. And if you've seen my channel, you know I've talked about this deck a lot. I've used it a lot. It was my second Inside Editions deck. It is the Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas deck and guidebook. It is an Inside Edition deck. It is a partial pip deck. The box is stunning. The inside is stunning. Look at that. And then the backs are stunning. The cards are like velvet. They shuffle like a dream. And this deck reads so freaking beautiful. I love it. I love this deck. Of all the pop culture decks, this would be my first love of the pop culture decks that I have, that I reach for. There's a couple I have that I don't actually reach for, and we'll get into that. But despite the fact that this is a partial pip deck, I really realized, because I'd never seen the movie before buying this deck, and I think that helped me not have any preconceived notions going into the deck. I just treated it like any other tarot deck, and it's like, don't discount me. Don't treat me like anything else. I can be serious. And it has. I've had some very profound readings with this deck, and I love it to pieces. And I'm noticing I have a lot of Inside Edition decks now. And I've got like 3 more on my waiting list that I want to get. But I've noticed the ones that I've not seen it, or no preconceived notions on what it should be. That's the ones I relate to. And this is the first one of the Inside Edition decks I have. So that was the Love to Love You Baby deck I love. And on that note, on the flip side of that, we have number 3, Sorry, Not Sorry. A pop culture deck that missed the mark. And I know people are going to throw things at the screen. They're going to go, no, because I know quite a few people that are very popular in the tarot community love this deck. But it is the Villains Tarot. It is an Inside Edition deck as well. It is a partial pip deck as well. It is stunning, first of all. I mean, this is my 2 favorite colors. This dark purple and this dark green. My 2 favorite colors in the world. The inside is gorgeous. The backs are gorgeous. It's that same velvety cardstock. But again, I think because I've seen most of these movies, that there was this hang up with this deck. And I'm like, no. Now I will say this, her as the Hierophant, perfect. And there's a couple others like the Magician, which is the whole reason I bought this deck, was the Magician. It is also a partial pip deck, because all Inside Editions are partial pip decks, except for one that I have, and it's not in this thing, but comment below if you think you know which deck it is. This guy is the Sun from Moana. Perfect. Where did he go? I know he's in here. No. We'll have to look. The Magician in this deck is just amazing. Amazing. And that's what ultimately was like, I need this deck in my life. Yeah, look at him. Perfect, from the Princess Frog. But there's something about it that there's so many cards that hit the mark, but then there's, I think, just enough that tip the scale the other way that don't for me, that makes this a non-readable deck. I mean, I can read with it, but it's just harder. I don't know why, because I've ran across a couple decks that I have enough Inside Edition decks now that I'm like, I think that's the problem, is I have a preconceived notion of what it should be, and when it's not, I just shut down. So maybe I'll give it more of a chance in the future, but for right now, it's the deck that's missed the mark for me. Number 4, Let's Stay Together, a pop culture deck that you will never part with because you are too much of a fan. And that is the Fever Tarot. And I may not even ever read this deck as a tarot deck. But this is it's a series of books by Karen Marie Moning. If you haven't read the Fever series, you're missing out. It's dark, it's twisted, it's fae, dark fae, twisted fae. It is a very dark series. And then I found out, I can't even fit all these cards. They're so huge. I cannot fit them in the correct way. I have to do these sideways. But this deck is, and it's super dark. And you're looking at them sideways. So, because I can, but I can't get them all in there. It's a super dark deck. And exactly what I had envisioned when I found out that Karen Marie Moaning also had a tarot deck of her series. And I'm like, what? So, and I immediately bought it. It was like $20. The cardstock is amazing. They're humongous cards. They're bigger than the Ancestral Path Tarot, if you can believe that. They're bigger than that. But it's a stunning deck. I will probably never read with this. I just feel like this is more of an art deck than anything. And it's so dark and twisty. I'm like, somebody would have to be really, really, like, this would be for some seriously dark shadow work, this deck. I don't think it would be a deck that you would just willy-nilly pick up for somebody else to read. Oh my gosh. And now my thing went away. I don't know why I had a full thing. But this is the deck that it reminds me of the series. And it's just something that, yeah, like the dirty streets of Dublin here. It's just fantastic. And it's just one of those decks that I will never part with, just because it's more of a remembrance of the series and the times I had with this book series, because I read the whole series years ago. But that is the, and look at him on the front. If I can get it there. Start guy. Yeah, and he's Judgment. Of course he is. But that is the Fever Tarot. And it's also the Fever series by Karen Marie Moaning is amazing. It's very grown up. So that was number 4. Number 5, Hit Me Baby One More Time. A deck you wish you had a sequel, or a deck you would buy again to share. And this one took me a second, and then I was like, well, there's really only one deck we can think of here that should be in this spot, and that is my Practical Magic Inner Witch Oracle. Now, if you don't know, this is the 2nd edition, based on by Grounded by the Moon. I got this off Kickstarter. It has this gorgeous rainbow lamination or gilding on the side. It comes with a great book. It comes with a ton of spread cards, a ton of other little witchy cards here. Again, I'm a movie girl, and it's probably one of my top 3 favorite witchy movies. Look at that gilding. The cardstock is amazing. They shuffle. That was my fault, but yeah, they shuffle really well. Blood Moon. I love this deck so hard. I rarely use it because I see it as precious to me, because it's one of those decks in the very beginning that I never thought I'd have, because by the time I saw it on Lisa Pappa's channel, it was already out of print. And then all of a sudden they had a 2nd edition, and I immediately jumped on it on Kickstarter. But he does have a matching tarot deck out now. I don't know if you could still get it. I'm not interested in the tarot deck for some reason. It seems almost like it's forced. Like, oh, we have to do a tarot deck now to match this. This one feels very natural and very makes sense, whereas I saw the tarot as being as a side thing just to match the oracle deck. So I didn't back it. But there is a rumor, and I've seen haven't seen a clip, but I've seen a meme or something going around with a second movie, Practical Magic 2. It's called something different, but it has Practical Magic in the name. And I'm all for it if it's real. Because I've seen a lot of memes go out there with movies that aren't even ever going to be made. Like sequels. So I just thought that was cool. If that is going to be made, that of course would be a no-brainer for that prompt. But this is also a deck that I would buy again. It's also a deck that I would buy for somebody else, especially if somebody just starting out with their practice. It has great keywords. It has great info in the book on those keywords, and a little witchy magic stuff that you can do. So I thought that was pretty cool. All in one little deck. So that is number 5. Hit me, baby, one more time. Number 6, You Rock My World. Cards that blend tarot and pop culture perfectly. And I could have very well used this deck for all of the pop culture, because this is my favorite TV show ever to date. And I could not have this in here. The Friends Tarot cards. The box, it's kind of cool. The cards suck because they're like thick cardboard, but they do shuffle pretty well. I think some of the picks for, a lot of the picks for the specific cards in this deck are phenomenal. I think it's very smart in the images that were chosen. It's somebody that knows tarot, but also knows Friends very well. And I'm like, I couldn't have done it better myself. But this is a deck that I love this deck. I don't really use it a whole lot because to me it's very precious. It's very one of those, if I don't get it, I'm never going to get it again kind of feeling. I love Her as the Sun. Come on. Beautiful, beautiful deck. Stunning. Ross is a death card. Of course. It's an amazing deck. And I love it. 2 pieces. So that is my Rock My World deck. It's the deck that blends, to me, tarot and, not that the others don't, but this one does it in a very smart way. Last prompt. Bonus, show them what you got. Any more pop culture decks you'd like to share? And while I have several more, I don't have time for that on the video. So I'm just going to show you 3 more that I think don't get a whole lot of recognition. Let's say. They don't get a whole lot of recognition out there. So the first one is the TV series Tarot by Los Carabero. As soon as I got the movie Tarot, I saw this and I'm like, I gotta get it because the cover of the box, one of my favorite TV shows. I love that here. It's one of my favorite drama TV shows, I should say. But it's got The Big Bang Theory. It's got Walking Tall. It's got so many things in this deck. So many things in this deck. Sex and the City. I don't know that one. Walking Dead. It does. That's the. There's Castle, which is my probably second favorite TV show ever. There's the girls. The Pruitt girls. Is it Pruitt? Or is one of them named Pruitt? I don't know. Bones. Fringe is in here, which is another one of my favorites. Addams Family. This deck is awesome. Just because it brings back a bit of nostalgia on a lot of these shows. Most of these shows have been canceled or no longer. They haven't been around for a while. Mork and Mindy, come on. 6 Feet Under. And it's not hard to... And I never saw him, did I? But that's the... oh my God. The Mentalist. Which is another one of my faves. This deck is beautiful, and I don't think it gets a whole lot of credit. I think it's cool. The only problem is it doesn't tell you what movie it's in, or TV show. TV show, sorry. It doesn't tell you what TV show it goes with. Because it just has a tiny little white book. And then next we have, almost out of time, Wisdom of the House of Night. Again, it's a writer, PC cast. She's collaborated with Colette Baron Reed to create this Oracle deck. I didn't know this was a thing until I bought this deck. And I'm like, oh my God. And it was $15 at Barnes & Noble. It is stunning. If you haven't read, I've read all of her series. And I just saw something recently that shows her and her daughter who created the series are starting something new. And I'm like, because I've read the whole other series. It's a stunning deck, and I love it. And I use this quite a bit when the Halloween time comes around, because it's magical. I go between this and my, oh my gosh. I can't remember. And then the last one we have is the Shadowhunters Tarot, which is a TV show and a movie. I saw the movie, loved it. Saw the TV show, I'm like, eh. But I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the limited color palette on it. I like the name changes. I like that it actually gives you the person who is in the image. I love it. So, and that's just another, these three are just ones that I don't see people showing out a lot. So, thought I would show them off a little bit. But that is all my decks for the hashtag pop culture decks. And I will leave a link for the original below. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.